Alright, we went ahead and put our hinge post on. Now it's temporarily on. We're waiting on our door hinges to get here so we can hang the door. And if you look right here, you can see that I have Tech screwed it on here. Alright, here's one right here. And then I'm going to show you how to fix this right here. Don't worry. That's not a big deal. We accidentally overcut. That's a common fucking situation when you're doing this. So if that happens to you, like it's happened to me, don't worry, it's a fixable situation. But the main situation, which is really nice, is that all of our spot welds, these are our original spot welds, so we know those are exactly in place where they were supposed to be. And then over here, if you look, you can see these spot welds are in line perfect. I went ahead and screwed it down to make sure that everything is in place. And our hinge post is now set and ready to go ahead and hang the door.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So what we're going to work on while we're waiting on our door hinges, we're going to go ahead and get that front end all together. The front end is we're talking about are the inside aprons, the shock tower apron assemblies, and our core support. We're still missing a strut fucking brace. We're still missing that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We ordered this thing like about 2 months ago. They're still back ordered on them. We might have to use the fucking used one. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I want to make everything brand fucking new. But if we have to, then we're going to have to. I've called several Mustang places. Nobody has them in stock. And the place that I've been getting the parts over here in Dallas says that they still have it on order. They were supposed to call me this morning, but who the fuck am I, right? Who the fuck am I out of all these fucking other paying customers they got? Typical fucking large, giant fucking corporational business that wants to stick it up in your ass because they forget about the small guy, because the small guy ain't nothing. The guy working at the garage in his fucking house isn't nobody. Why the fuck did they even tell me they were gonna fucking call me? Who the fuck knows? And what we're talking about, just to let everybody know the piece that we're waiting on, I got one, but I don't have the other side, you fucking bitch. That's some strong ass bitch tape. Is this piece right here. Now what this piece is a stabilizer bar, or it's part of the front end fucking, stabilizer strut bar that goes through. Now this mounts on the bottom and kind of sits in the corners of the core support and the front end. So this is a major structure situation. But you see how nice and clean and straight this is, and it's not dented or crushed. A lot of these cars that you work on, a lot of these Mustangs, when you see these, they're crushed up and dented real bad because people have used it to jack the car up on one side. Like if you're going to jack it up, you know, kind of cockeyed to take the wheel off or tire, they would find this location right here, and then of course this is all fucking fucked up by the time you buy the car. So that's the piece we're waiting on, but I think we can go ahead and at least have everything lined up so it will all work. Let's get our front end out and start putting it together with tech screws. We don't want to weld anything yet. Everything you see right there on that fucking car is tech screwed together. Nothing has been welded. The welder has not been turned on. So the whole thing is actually put together with tech screws. That's very, very important. Do not fucking weld anything until you got everything precisely fucking put together the way that you want it. So let's go ahead and get these pieces out and see what kind of condition we got. Now, these are supposed to be from a company that is supposed to be the leader in these Mustang parts. All right, I'm sure that you read the name on the box. I am not going to mention their name because I personally don't like to advertise for these big cocksuckers because they are doing nothing for me. So if you read the name on the box, then that's what we got here. And these are supposed to be the best in the business, but once again, who knows? Everything we've done to our car so far has fit pretty good. Hopefully these will work just as well. Now, as I open the box, I know you can't see what's going on. I noticed that there's some other pieces and parts in here that are included with this package. There you go. Now you can see. Okay, there. I got it out of the way. But when they say 100% complete, they aren't bullshitting. So we got everything right here to assemble our front end. Now we're not going to use this stuff here yet, so we're going to go ahead and put this in our bucket of parts. So this here is actually our right-hand side. This is our right-hand side fender, inner fender structure that is going to be set just like this once we get it all together. So we're going to set that piece right there, and then we'll go ahead and take this one, set it right there. And then once again, we got these pieces right here, which includes our, this is the Mustang bracket shock tower outer left. Okay, that's just part of the fucking shock tower. So we'll throw that in there because we're not using those yet. But what we are going to do is now we are going to go back in time, because the situation we have is that my friend Pete was thinking ahead. And if you've been watching this video set, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. What you're looking at right here, this is a frame structure that I made way back when I took the old section out to hold the section perfectly, precisely factory original. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you just caught up with us on this video set and you're wondering what the fuck's going on here, go back into the video set, watch the video set, and you'll see what the fuck we're talking about. This is a major fucking situation we got, and we're going to the extreme on showing you how to do this shit right. You, the viewer, will probably never ever run into a situation like this. These fenders that I bought, these inner structures, when I purchased those, the place that I bought them from, which is very, very famous and known nationwide, possibly world, I don't know, said that is the first time they ever sold any of those in the 30 years they've been in business. So I don't think that you're ever going to run into this, but my friend Pete did. So we're going to go ahead and use our structure that we made. This is it right here. This is the structure we made. And we are going to go ahead and bolt this bitch together so we can get a precise, accurate setting on where the fuck all this goes. If this is precisely made just like the factory, this should all fucking go together perfect and everything should line up like peaches. And once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're scratching your head going, what the fuck is he doing? Go back into my video set and you'll see what's going on. Oh, you fucking bitch. Don't you hate that when you got it on fucking reverse and you think you got it on forward? And you gotta fucking redo it? Bitch! And so far, everything is lining up like it's supposed to. Very shocking, but true. So then we'll go ahead and stand this one up. Of course, I got to get the front bolt. And that should line up right there. If we're fucking lucky. And then we'll go ahead and get this one in here. So, going to do very carefully is we are going to lift this up just like that. Hopefully, there it is. Don't land on my fucking hose. And then that way, we can go ahead and finish bolting this together. Alright, that's a solid situation. I fucking like it. But then what we got here, we got a core support from the same company, but you know what's really shocking to me? You want me to tell you what's really fucking shocking? Now these guys here are supposed to be the leaders in this shit, but what's really fucking shocking, I'm going to show you right now. Are you fucking reading what I'm reading? Do you see where we're going with this? Do you see that right there? I see that right there. What does that say? Made in Thai fuck off won. And people wonder why the middle class society of America is turning out to be the poor class of America because of this fucking shit right here. Now you see why I don't fucking advertise for these big cocksuckers, because all they are backstabbing motherfuckers anyway. Made in fucking Taiwan. It's fucking bullshit. Pisses me off. It just fucking pisses me off. And then people wonder why the fuck everybody's poor in America. Maybe because there's no fucking work. Because these cocksucker corporations are taking it to the fucking Middle East, to fucking Japan and Taiwan and China. Fuck you, bitch. That's what I fucking say. Fuck you. And then we also got our complete core support. That's what we're opening and cussing and bitching and hollering about. And it even comes with all this shit, which we're not going to use right now. So we'll put that away. So before we put this on there, before we go ahead and put this on there, what we're going to do is we are going to get this ready for spot weld action. Now when I say spot weld action, what I'm talking about is I'm going to go ahead and drill all my holes around the core support area where the core support would weld on to the inner fenders. That doesn't mean that we're going to weld anything. I just want to get it all ready so when we do weld it, it's nice and solid and structural, where we don't have to remove it if it comes out perfect. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and repeat my process just like I've done throughout this job, and I'm going to go ahead and start out with my my hole punch tool. Now, if anybody's just catching up with this, this is a flange / hole punch tool, and this will punch holes as well as make a flange. This is a very nice tool. Use this tool, buy this tool. It's very inexpensive and well worth the money that you pay for it. So we're going to go ahead and start off by punching our holes. And then once those are done, because that punch makes such a small hole, we're going to go ahead and take an oversized 1/4 inch drill bit. That's one size larger than a 1/4 inch. And drill those out. And then once we've accomplished that, we'll take our little 2-inch Rollo-Lock grinder using a 36 grit pad. And of course our safety glasses, and I should have my gloves on as well. And we're going to go ahead and clean all the burrs off of that. And also clean the metal up. And I noticed when I was drilling that, the drill was pulling that metal out, so we'll go ahead and Pound that back in place. And then I'll go ahead and repeat my process all the way around. Now I'm going to have to do some spot welding on the core support to the fenders as well. So let me get all that done, and when that's done, after drilling all the holes that we need be drilled, I will be back to show you what is next on installing a complete front end on a Mustang. Alright, we went ahead and drilled our core support out. We got our inner fenders all drilled out. We got that bolted together. And I want to show you what we did. You can see I went ahead and installed the core support several times to find where I'm going to drill. And then of course on the bottom, if you look right there, you can see I made a 5-star pattern because it needs a lot of support down in this area. This is what holds that structure together, basically, is down here. So you want to make sure that that's strong. Now a lot of people are asking themselves, how do you know how many spot welds it takes or where you're going to put the spot welds? Well, my average rule of thumb is approximately 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches. So that would be an average of 2 inches, but in between 1.5 inch and 2.5 inches. And then I just start drilling them as I go. And if you look right here, you can basically see how my spacing is everywhere that you go around. And that's basically how the factory would do it, more or less. They would go ahead and space theirs out approximately anywhere in between 1 to 3 inch average, 1.5 inch, 2.5, 3 inch average. So that's what we're doing here, and that's how I calculate how many spot welds. I don't count them out. I don't fucking measure them out. I just start drilling and tapping and cleaning, going approximately of an average of 1.5 inches to 2 inches, possibly 2.5 inches. There you go. So now that we got that all ready to install, and one more thing I want to show you. If you notice, I cleaned this, but I also cleaned the backside. Now when I had it installed, I also went ahead and I marked that with a magic marker and cleaned down the side where our welds are going to go, so it's bare metal. And one more thing I want to say about this situation here. This is weld-through primer as well. There's a big craze going on about this weld-through primer. If you look at this right here, this that I'm touching right here, this is called the E-Coat weld-through primer. That's like the big craze of shit going on right now. But, you know, you still got to prep this up the same way you got to prep that up. So don't be fooled by the fucking fancy name bullshit. Because if you think you're just going to scuff this down and paint it, you're fucking crazy, all right? And one more thing, you can weld through this just as good or as easy. Once you get your weld started, this primer here welds through perfectly, penetrates, and you don't have no fucking problems. So don't be fooled by the big names and their gimmicks of selling you something that you probably don't fucking give a shit about or need. So we're going to go ahead and install this on the front end, and it should slide on with ease, and you shouldn't have any problems if you followed my tech tip situation on making our brace. Everything should fit together well. I got to get another block here because the weight of the core support is tipping our... There we go. Okay, now, all right. And then it should just slide right on with no problems, and should fit very tightly at that. And there's a lineup hole right here for a fender bolt, right here where my finger is. So what I'm going to do is push in with my knee, and I am going to line this side up where that hole matches perfect. I want to tighten that up because I want to make sure that this bitch is tight. Right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process on this side. Now I notice down here it's fitting pretty tight, and that's good. We want it to. We want it to fit nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is take my little pry bar right here and kind of pry that out like a shoehorn maybe and pop it in place. Okay, we didn't even have to use the shoehorn. It went right in place like we wanted it to. Sometimes a little bit of persuasion is always better than tinker-toying around and being careful with it. We're going to go ahead and line our hole up perfect, just like the other side. And then, before we do anything else, I'm going to go outside to our original front end, and I'm going to get some measurements and see how precise this actually turned out. So if we look right here, here is our original front end. This is the original one. And what we got here, we got 47 1/4 shy. All right, so I was measuring, I believe I was measuring from this hole right here over to here, and then this is 47 3/8 by the same measurement. So what you just saw me do is I made an X pattern, just like that. So I'm going to take my tape measure and go like this right here, and I said 47, so let me find the right hole that I was using. Alright, we got a problem because it actually ends up right there in that corner. Let me get these pliers out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and measure that. So actually it was up here on the top one that I was measuring, not the bottom one. So we're going to hook our tape measure right there, come over here, and that says 47 1/2. That's not right. It should be around 3/4, a quarter. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and install the top bracket that we made to pull those back in place. That might be the situation we're running into here, and hopefully we'll go from there. Remember, this is aftermarket parts that are leading corporation parts here that are made in Taiwan. So let's fucking see what happens. So now we got our braces on, all the braces that we made, and we sucked it in a little bit. Let's see what our measurement is now. All right, by putting that on there, this has now become 47 and a little over a quarter. So that would be right, almost 3/8. 47 is strong. So that would be actually, it's actually 3/8. Let me push that in just a little bit. I see that hanging over right there, and we'll get it lined up. All right, now let's measure that up. I just pulled it off. Let's see what we can do. Getting an accurate measurement now. And now we have 47 3/8 strong. Here is our original front end. This is the original one. And what we got here, we got 47 1/4 shy, almost 47 1/2. Now that can be due to a lot of circumstances. The main situation is this is aftermarket. And I don't think that 1/8 of an inch is going to give us any fucking problems. I think it's actually turning out pretty good. Alright, now that we got all our braces installed and our core support is in place where we want it, we're going to go ahead and texture that down. If I can find my fucking air hose. So we're going to start at the top here, and we'll go ahead and make sure that that's textured down very, very well. And then of course down here, we've got to go ahead and put some tech screws in here. So we'll get one down here on each side, and I think that'll hold it together. And we're gonna go in the front right here. That'll help suck that all together. Like so. And then we'll also go ahead and put a screw right here, a couple screws to hold, to suck all that together, so when we get ready to spot weld, we will be able to suck it together and get a nice, good, tight fit on that. And I'm just kind of eyeballing down where that lip is. Damn, bastard, fuck! And now, we basically have our front end ready to temporarily install onto the vehicle. And while I'm waiting around for Minnie the body shop girl to get here and help me lift that bitch up in there, we're gonna go ahead and get all this ready for spot weld action onto the car. Because if this motherfucker looks like it's gonna fit right, we're in fucking business. We'll be back when we get ready to hang this on the front of the car.